And with that, the origin hero arc comes to a very tragic but yet heroic climax. I have to say, this was very emotional and very sad. But once again, I will repeat myself because a lot of people have been agreeing with me. It's it wasn't long enough to really feel for the characters. The only ones we could feel for were three characters. I think that was the point. I guess they wrote out the other characters as unimportant compared to those three characters, which was Yuki, Yuna, and of course Nogi. The other three, I guess, weren't important enough to really show the surface of the story. The ones who truly suffered and faced consequences and died. They all died but Nogi. And of course, the Miko herself. But seeing them go into the final battle, just like in the Washino arc, where it was just the two of them, it was Nogi and Washino, but this one, it was Nogi and Yuna. It always feels like Nogi is always the remaining survivor, no matter what. It just proves how powerful she truly is as a hero. And to see how Yuna is just telling everything about herself before the battle begins, just saying everything, what she likes, her hobbies, her age, where she's from, you know, it's just, it's sad, you just feel the sadness, and everyone's like, oh man, this is sad, because, of course, the main reason people believe in immortality is when people remember you. When people stop remembering you is when you truly die. Your will, your spirits, your ideal, something about you lives on. When someone talks about you, thinks about you, hears about you, that's how it is, especially with some gods and yokai on the world. So some humans believe in an ideology as well, thinking there's another way to survive within the world of living. So they go into the battle. It was amazing, great battle, seeing them go on their all-out forms and just tearing stuff up, showing their will. Even some of the recalls from the ending of the first season, where Yuna was not able to get up, and then she was pulling by her legs and just used all her willpower, her full being in a way, to take down those vertex. It was a repeat. Things are just literally repeating themselves. You have different heroes. But you'll have the same vertex. You'll have the same situation. They switch battle plans, and things do improve. But by the end of the day, the same thing happens over and over again. The sacrifice, the suffering, the battles, the bloodshed and tears, all of that. It just keeps on happening. So it's showing the eternal loop and finding a way to finally break out of it. So, of course, like I said, and I was my last time saying it, since this is the last episode for this arc, it would have been nice if we had our own actual season for this, at least 6 episodes tops instead of 4 episodes. Probably 6 episodes probably won't done justice either, because to really get to know the characters, see them traveling, because they weren't just fighting the vertex, they're also on recon missions as well, as they were traveling in destroyed parts of the earth looking for survivors. They even picked up diaries, reading. There was one part where I was reading about this girl and her sister, and they were trapped inside the mall, and how even the little sister died, and then the vertex finally get through and just tore everything up. It's showing the remnants of a final struggle, or even how another group with the hoe they found, where the current heroes found the hoe. There was like a sacred treasure of another group that also was doing their own front lines as well as gardeners. Another side story that they probably won't get into. So there's that as well. Then, of course, there's also what happens after the battle, where they show their will, fighting things off. Yuna does die at the end of that battle, but her spirit is absorbed by the Shinju-sama, and where it was used as a sacrifice in order to keep a stronger barrier up against the vertex. So once again, her spirit lives on until a point you could say it's a point of reincarnation where the current Yuna meets that first past Yuna, and they're talking, saying how they're not technically ancestors, but more like they share the same will and spirit in a way, like a form of reincarnation. something like that. And because of that, you get to see them talk, talking about how the gods themselves aren't perfect beings. They mess up, they're careless, they can be selfish and throw temper tantrums and stuff like that. And also how she was willing to take on the curse for her. But of course, they're the same beings, so they wouldn't do that to each other. In fact, Yuna, if our Yuna knew that the first Yuna had the curse, she would probably have to take on the curse as well. That's just who they are as heroes, take on the burdens of others. So she turns her down and decides lives on the curse. Then because it's even more impactful, where you see her from second season, where she is suffering constantly, where she's hanging out with the friends and she's trying to keep up this strong face, but behind closed doors, she's suffering. Where times where she was having some drink, with the friends, she thought she got better, but when she got back, she threw everything that she ate and drank back up. She was just feeling down and stuff. She just didn't know how long she could keep going with, especially when you read her diary, in a way, just as Nogi wrote within her diary. I'll say the last thing about Nogi as well is how, like I said before, how the first Nogi didn't really understand people fully. She was all about her mission and being a leader, but didn't truly take the time out to understand her comrades. Which leads to the current Nogi we all know and love, where she notices something going on with Yuna. She notices that she is suffering, that she's going through pain, but she doesn't just call it out and stuff like that. She secretly does some investigations and see what she knows. Then she confronts her about it, which was the best way to do it. Because knowing Yuna, she would probably, of course, she did run away from the questions, because if someone knew, she could literally see the curse spread on them too. Like, hey, it's what happens if you tell somebody. So it was a very dangerous situation Yuna was put into, making even someone like Karen thinking that Yuna was being too selfish of not sharing her burden, but she couldn't do that, which made Karen feel even worse in the end for just not truly trying to understand what she was going through. So there's that as well. Now we wrap up to the final segment where the great wedding ritual happens, even showing the other team that was doing, that was trying to do restoration earlier is back in action as well. So everything's coming together, which I do like about this, that how everything just connects. Things weren't just hold on this one group of heroes. There were others as well. So full circle, baby, which I do enjoy very much. It shows how much writing that Takahara really put into their work, and the reason why they're one of my favorite writers. Yeah, they can make some crazy edgy stuff like I'm Gonna Kill, or some moe stuff like Release the Spice. But in my opinion, Takahira's best work is Yuki Yuna. So anyways, as I got first bid, I don't know what the next 4 episodes are going to be about, because it's 12 episodes. We got 4 left. Who knows? They'll probably do a wrap up of season 2, show the events that happens between there, probably. That might be the thing. Or they might do a thing where, I guess, Nogi shows up, the other Nogi, and they have conversations. Who knows? Possibilities just are endless when it comes to this. You just don't know what's going to happen next. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.